Most people treat dating like a high-end shopping trip. They walk into the market looking for the perfect product, someone who is kind, hilarious, and completely stable, without ever stopping to ask if they are a product worth buying. Here is the cold, unvarnished truth. If you are entering a relationship just to find yourself or to fill a hollow void of loneliness, you aren't looking for a partner. You're looking for a hostage. Love might get you to the altar, but the 4 pillars we're covering today determine whether you'll actually still be standing there 5 years down the road. Set your phone down for a moment. Fix your eye on this screen. Lean back, and let's have an honest conversation. We're moving past the butterflies and looking at the raw, psychological foundation you need before you even think about swiping right again. Pillar 1. Mental readiness, motivation, and expectations. The very first sign of readiness isn't your charm or your savings account, it's your motive. Most people date simply to get validation, to get security, or to get happy. Strategy expert Tony Robbins calls this horse trading. You're constantly keeping a mental scorecard in your head. I did this for you, so what are you doing for me? Listen closely to this next question. Are you actually prepared to be a fiduciary for your partner? That word means acting entirely in their best interest. It means you are already so emotionally full on your own that you enter the relationship specifically to give and to support their personal growth, even when it's inconvenient for you. Now, ask yourself a hard question. Can I actually handle the immense responsibility of building a household, or am I still acting like a child in my daily life? If you can't manage your own emotions, schedule, and environment right now, you simply aren't ready to merge your life with someone else's. Pillar 2. Emotional intelligence. The 100 BPM Rule. Pillar number 2 is emotional intelligence, and true readiness is defined by how you act when your reactive brain takes the steering wheel. When we get triggered, we instinctively resist reality. We stop seeing our partner as someone we love, and we start seeing them as the enemy. Picture this exact scenario. Your partner is 45 minutes late for dinner. No text, no call. The emotionally unprepared reaction? You shift straight into reactive brain. You shut down, you hand out the cold shoulder, and you immediately start assembling a mental prosecutor's file of all their past flaws. In that state, you are quite literally cognitively disabled. Now, here is what the emotionally intelligent response looks like. You notice your chest tightening. You recognize your heart rate is climbing. And you remember the golden rule. If your pulse goes over 100 beats per minute, you must stop talking. You take a step back. You self-soothe. You get to the shore of clear, creative thinking before you address the issue. Be completely honest with yourself right now. Can you soothe your own anger, or do you expect a future partner to be your emotional punching bag? Pillar 3. Financial alignment. The defined product. Third, financial alignment. We need to move far beyond the superficial debate of who pays for the first coffee. Premarital success requires total transparency about what we call your defined product, the exact configuration of your character, your habits, and your current lifestyle. Dr. Phil famously highlights that you have to identify your absolute deal breakers before you get attached, and one of the single biggest destroyers of modern marriage is a lack of financial self-sufficiency. If you walk into dating with hidden debt, impulsive spending, or zero financial direction, you are walking straight into a minefield with a blindfold on. Here is an actionable exercise you can do tonight. Sit down with a notebook and write out your exact vision for your life 5 years from now. Not just who you want to be with, but how you want to live, save, and build. If you aren't actively moving toward that vision on your own today, bringing a partner into the mix won't complete the picture. They'll just become a distraction from the work you're avoiding. 5. Pillar 4. Self-awareness, attachment, and red lines. Finally, Pillar 4, self-awareness. You have to know your own dark side, your insecurities, your ego, and your attachment style. According to attachment theory, most of us operate under one of 3 modes: secure, anxious, or avoidant. If you have an anxious style, you crave intimacy so desperately that you'll make excuses for toxic behavior just to keep someone close. If you are avoidant, you subconsciously view closeness as a threat to your freedom, so you'll invent flaws in great people just to push them away. If you don't know your own red lines, your non-negotiable core values around honesty, respect, and faith, you will let massive warning signs slide simply because you are hungry for affection. 6. Outro and call to action. A real partnership isn't 2 broken halves clinging together to feel whole. It's 2 whole individuals coming together to magnify the joy they've already cultivated on their own. Marriage preparation isn't a passive waiting room, it's a training ground. You don't just fall into a healthy, lasting relationship. You build the emotional fitness required to sustain one. Before you click away, I want you to sit with this single question. What is one red line or core value you've compromised on in the past? And why won't you let yourself ignore it again? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I read and reply to as many as I can. And if this gave you some much-needed clarity today, subscribe and stick around for the next step in this series. Remember, your future marriage depends entirely on the work you do while you're standing alone. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.